Good morning and welcome to Family Computer Center. In this video, we are going to discuss about the CSS display property. CSS display types are another way of defining the layout of your website, same like the flex and all. So this display types help you to position the element on your screen. And CSS is having mainly three display types, which is block, inline, and inline block. I will explain you each of them in detail. So in this web page, so you can see like in my HTML document, body is empty. There is nothing inside the body. So I would like to create an H1. Actually, I would like to create two H1s. So I'm going to give like H1 times 2. I want to classify both of that heading as like head. So I'm saying like dot head. So when I press enter, it gives me two H1 which is having the class head. Okay. So in the first H1, I'm going to write FCC, and the second H1, I'm going to write Qatar. Correct. So I would like to keep both of these H1s in the same line. So when I kept it at the same line, I was really thinking like these two will come in the straight line. Okay. So I will go back to my browser and check. So when I went back to my browser, you can see the first heading come in one line and the second heading come in the second line. Why is it like that? Because heading 1 elements are by default block display. So what do you mean by the block display? Block display will block other element to sit in the same line. That means that block element will take the complete width of the browser window. Okay, for understanding it a little more easier, we can give some background color for these two headings. For that, I will switch back to my style sheet. So head is my class. So I will switch back to my style sheet and I'm saying dot head. Then I open the butterfly bracket and I'm saying like background color. I will take something like coral. Okay, so when I went back, you can see background color starts from here and goes all the way up to the end of this. Correct. So because they are block elements means what? They will take the complete space of what? The web page. Correct. Okay, so the block element, what are the other block elements? Paragraphs are block elements, headings are block elements, divisions are block elements, list and list items are block elements, forms are block elements. So those are some of the main block elements in HTML, right? Okay, so for the block element, it's easy for us to set the width. For example, I can simply say like width 25%. So you can see it will consume only 25% of the browser window size, window width, but still it will not allow the other items to sit in the same line. Okay, so that's what is a block element. Okay, so now we will see the inline display. Okay, so I will go back to this one and I will go back to my HTML and I want to generate two hyperlinks. So I'm saying like A multiply 2, and I want to classify this as LNKS. So I'm saying dot LNKS. Okay, and I press enter, so it gives me two hyperlink code like ahref. So here I'm using a dummy hash, and I'm giving here like hobbies. Okay, and here also I will put a hash and I will give contact me. So two hyperlinks. Right. Okay, so I have written these two hyperlinks in two lines. So I was expecting these two will come in two lines because they are also block elements. That's what is the thought in my mind. So when I go back to the browser, you can see they are coming in the same line. Why is that? Because they are inline elements. Okay, so inline elements sit next to each other. They are sitting next to each other. Some of the common inline elements are spans, anchor, images. Anchor means hyperlinks, images, some of the common inline elements. Okay, so now I will do the same I did with the heading. So I'm gonna go back to my CSS style sheet, and I will call this as like this. Okay, then I'm saying like background dash color, then I will go with cyan. Okay, so when I went back to my browser, it is now got cyan background color, correct? Okay, so I will put some space between these people. Okay, let me keep it in the same line. Okay, so they are having the background color. Now I would like to set a width for this one. So I'm saying like width also should be 25%. So I go back to my browser, nothing happened. So inline elements you cannot set the width. Block elements you can set the width. Okay, so now I want to display these two things in the same line, and I want to set the width also, correct? Okay, so I'm thinking like if I change the display to inline, they will sit in the same line, right? So I'm going back to my code, and I'm saying like display inline. So when I give display inline, automatically the width is showing error because inline element cannot set a width. Correct? Okay. So when I went back here, they sit each other, but the width is gone. So width is only up to this. 25% width is no more working. Correct? So what I want to keep is like I want to keep the 25% width at the same time. I want to display them in the same line. Okay. So for that we have another display type called inline block. Okay. So what does that mean? They stay in the same line with 25% what size, and what do? They consume 25% width of the screen. Okay, so inline block, any element you can set as inline block. They sit next to each other, and they give an option for you to change the width also. Okay, so now what if I want to show these two things in the next line, like in separate lines? So let me try to change the display to block, display block. Okay, so when I go back, you can see they are coming in two different lines, and they are consuming 25% of the browser size. Okay, so that means when you change them back to the block, they sit in single line. They don't allow other people to sit in the same line, and they accept the width also. Okay, so now block means it block other elements to sit next to it. Inline means it allows the elements to sit next to it, but it won't allow you to set the width. Okay, so if you want to set the width at the same time, if you want them to sit in the same line, you will be using the display property as inline, display property value as inline block. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you will not miss any further video we post. See you again. Bye for now.